It looked like it's happening. Angel Reese is asking out of Chicago already.
Angel Reese officially puts the Chicago Sky on notice. We're not doing the same thing this offseason that we did last offseason. Stop bringing me bums to play with.
Angel Reese just said she's not settling for the same shit we did this year. But is she even the player Chicago needs? This was the bold, dramatic statement Angel Reese made to the Chicago Tribune, and it sent ripples throughout the WNBA. You can hear the confidence in her voice. This was someone with a clear vision, someone who wasn't going to accept mediocrity. Or so we thought. But before you get too caught up in her fierce franchise player persona, let's pump the brakes for a second.
Stop bringing me these players. I want the best of the best. I want the upper echelon.
Angel Reese is fed up. She's tired of the losing. She's tired of being the gum on the bottom of the shoe of the league. She is fed up with the Chicago Sky, and it looks like Angel Reese wants out. It looks like she wants out.
Sure, she's demanding that the Chicago Sky get more talent surrounding her. But is she really ready to carry the weight of that expectation? Is this the player Chicago needs to lead them into the future, or is there something deeper here? Because believe it or not, her performance this season might just tell a different story.
It sounded like a brat trying to gut her roster on live record.
Let's see what Angel Reese had to say. I'm not settling for the same shit we did this year. Oh boy. Reese told the Tribune, we have to get good players. We have to get great players. That's a non-negotiable for me. I'm willing and wanting to play with the best. And however I can help to get the best here, that's what I'm going to do this offseason. So it's going to be very, very important this offseason to make sure we attract the best of the best, because we can't settle for what we have this year. Overhaul this roster.
Think about it. Here's a player leading the league in turnovers, and she missed weeks of action. To make matters worse, her game is full of holes, and her recent suspension for conduct unbecoming of a star player only adds fuel to the fire. It seems like Reese might be more trouble than she's worth. And that's the twist. While Reese was demanding changes to her teammates and her roster, Chicago might find themselves asking if she's actually the one they need to move on from.
So it's stated multiple lead sources told Front Office Sports that the entire team has seen Angel Reese comments and that teammates are unhappy with the direct attacks. A team meeting is planned at which players are expected to address Reese directly.
Angel Reese wasn't trying to make a statement. She was trying to take control. And control, she thought, was exactly what the Chicago Sky needed. She made it clear in that interview with the Chicago Tribune. We need better players. No more settling for the same thing. I'm not here to be average. That might sound inspiring, like a player who's ready to win, ready to challenge everyone around her to step up.
We can't rely on Courtney to come back at that age that she's at, Reese said. I know she'll be a great asset for us, but we can't rely on that. We need someone probably a little younger with some experience, somebody who's been playing the game and is willing to compete for a championship and has done it before. Courtney Vandersloot, by the way, two-time WNBA champion, 5-time All-Star, 2-time All-WNBA first team, left the New York Liberty, a championship caliber team, to come help out the Chicago. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. Oh, damn. It's all right, Courtney. It's all right.
But here's where things went off the rails. The problem with Reese's attitude is that she wasn't just calling for reinforcements to help push Chicago to a championship. No, she was calling for an overhaul, a complete reset of the roster. She wanted top-tier talent, not only to back her up, but to completely reshape the team in her image. But here's the problem. She wasn't the one who'd earned that right yet.
It is looking spooky in Chicago. Instead, Reese said she doesn't believe her teammates Rachel Berman or Haley Van Lith are capable of leading them to the leading the playoff team. Guard Ariel Atkins is another player on the Sky roster with WNBA championship experience. We are aware of it, Marsh stated. We are addressing it.
At this point, Reese had shown flashes of brilliance, sure. But no one could argue she had yet to fully prove herself as the cornerstone of the franchise. She was still growing, still learning the ropes, still struggling to find consistency on the court. And yet, here she was, demanding everyone else get better, while she herself was leading the league in turnovers.
We need great players, and I don't know what that will attract that. Maybe the practice facility will attract that. We'll see. But I think the priority is being able to convince free agents that this is an organization that is going in the right direction. I think, honestly, it would be a leap of faith for a great player to come here and show that this is something that they want to be a part of, and we can bring that championship mentality. A leap of faith to think that a great player would want to come to Chicago. Oh boy.
And then the fallout. It didn't take long before word leaked that Reese's comments had sparked serious tension within the Sky's locker room. A meeting had to be called. Can you imagine that? A team sitting down for damage control because of one player's public outburst? That's not leadership, that's chaos. Reese went on to criticize some of her veteran teammates, with the most notable being Courtney Vandersloot. Now, for those who don't follow the WNBA as closely, Vandersloot isn't just another player. She's one of the most respected point guards in the league, a player with championship experience who knows how to manage a game. But Reese brushed all of that aside, throwing Vandersloot and others under the bus.
Hey, it's not all her fault. Her teammates stink. They gotta catch that, right? Right! Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Scooby, put down the butter. Butter pecan! Bang! This time of the year is the best. You got pumpkin spice, football, and Angel Reese layups. Bang! Final play of the game, Angel Reese, clutch Gene! Womp, womp, womp. That's my Barbie! Bang!
To Reese, Vandersloot was a relic of the past, too old, too slow, not suited for the future. That's not just a jab at one player, it's a slap in the face to the entire culture of the Sky, a culture built on the shoulders of veteran players who had sacrificed and fought for the team. But Reese didn't see it that way. She saw herself as the future, and that future would only come with fresh talent.
For you, 20% of the time, Angel Reese gets her shot blocked inside of 9 feet. And 100% of the time, she's doggy doo-doo. Burn! Give it to the lady in orange. Uh-oh, you're out. Simon didn't say. 101 turnovers in 26 games for our 2K cover. She's a stat stuffer. Bang! At least she always brings the boom. I'll see you tomorrow night. Bang!
The reality is, Reese's comments made waves across the league. The veterans who had seen it all were outraged, and the younger players felt caught in the middle. She alienated herself, and instead of uniting the team, she drew clear lines of division. And all of this drama was coming from a player who had yet to show she could truly handle the responsibility of leading a franchise.
The contact by Reese. You can see Angel's right hand. Got Aaliyah Edwards on the head. And if they do, Lisa, I'm okay with that too, because I think you have to officiate these teams very tightly.
So it'll be a technical foul on Angel. Remember?
Let's not forget, the Chicago Sky front office had already gone above and beyond to build a team around Reese. They didn't just sign anyone, they made moves. One of the most controversial was trading away Sonia Citron, a player who was putting together a rookie campaign that many were calling historic. Citron was already in the mix for Rookie of the Year, had made an all-star appearance, and was quickly developing into one of the league's brightest young stars. In short, Citron was the future. But Chicago sacrificed that future for Reese, bringing in Ariel Atkins, a proven player, to surround Reese with even more talent.
Angel Reese, oh damn, has been assessed with 8 technical fouls, and she will be suspended for Friday game unless it is rescinded. And I'm telling you right now, look, he said it best, her attitude. That mug ain't getting rescinded. Angel Reese has struck out again.
The idea was simple. Make sure Reese had the right pieces around her so she could thrive. But Reese wasn't thankful. She didn't see it as the gift it was. Instead, she acted as if the roster was never good enough. You have to understand the gravity of that decision. The front office gambled on Reese, giving up a potential franchise cornerstone in Citron, and all they got in return was Reese demanding more. That's a tough pill to swallow for a front office that thought they were setting the team up for success. Instead, Reese's comments made it clear that no matter how much they tried to support her, it was never going to be enough.
Now, how many players are going to listen to what Angel Reese had to say about Courtney Vandersloot? Are going to listen to what Angel Reese had to say about her current teammates? How many players are going to say, oh yeah, I want to play with that player who has no problem throwing me under the bus with 3 games to go. I want to play with that. Maybe not many.
It wasn't just the veterans who felt the heat. Even the younger players on the team weren't safe from Reese's criticism. Hailey Van Lith, One of the bright spots on the team had to face Reese's dismissive attitude. To Reese, it wasn't just about getting better, it was about pushing everyone around her to rise up or get out. Her comments about the team being too old or soft didn't sit well with anyone.
The Indiana Fever destroy the Chicago Sky in Indianapolis on Saturday. Guess who wasn't there? Angel Reese. Angel Reese declined to travel to Indianapolis, and her coach came out and said something about, she's just focused on her rehab right now, and, she's day to day. We've never had an explanation on what caused the back injury, what's a time frame for her recovery. It's similar to so-and-so's back injury. This is something she struggled with here or there. All we've heard is day to day, and Angel Reese has disappeared.
Imagine being a young player on that team, trying to build your career, and suddenly hearing your supposed leader criticize everything about the team, including your own efforts. The whole situation felt toxic. Reese wasn't rallying the troops, she was driving a wedge between them. Instead of fostering a sense of unity, Reese's words created division. The younger players felt rejected, the veterans felt disrespected, and the only person standing in the middle of it all was Reese, who had no idea how much damage she was causing.
Yeah, I'm proud of this group. I think we've shown all season long, they're resilient, they're connected, they pull for each other, they enjoy one another, they celebrate one another, and that stuff alone is good for 10 to 12 points a game. And for this group, the way that they share the ball, how unselfish they are. I'm really proud of them. It's not been ideal circumstances all season long, but they've shown the character of who they are. They've been resilient. They've responded to adversity, and they continue to elevate one another. And I couldn't be more proud of this group than I am at this moment.
Let's talk about Reese's actual performance on the court, which, let's be real, was a huge part of the problem. If you're going to call for roster changes, if you're going to demand greatness from everyone else, you'd better be bringing your best game every single night. But Reese wasn't doing that. Regardless, in fact, she was doing the opposite. Leading the entire WNBA in turnovers, that's not something you want to see from a player who's supposed to be the face of your franchise. Turnovers are a part of the game, sure, but the fact that Reese was making more mistakes than anyone else despite missing several weeks of action says a lot about her decision-making, her patience, and her ability to lead.
What is the back injury? Everybody's questioning it now, and this will be a third straight season where Angel Reese did not finish playing in games, where she just stopped. She just stopped. Some of these injuries, we saw the injuries. We didn't see what happened. What happened? This is bad.
Her turnovers weren't just about being overly aggressive either. It was about poor decisions, bad judgment, and a complete lack of control when the game was on the line. At this point, it was clear Reese wasn't the kind of player you could rely on when the pressure was on. And then, of course, there was the suspension. The timing couldn't have been worse. Reese's 8th technical foul of the season came in the most critical moment, right before a huge game against the Indiana Fever. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't just a bad call by the referees. Reese had crossed the line with her behavior, earning herself a suspension that put her out of one of the biggest matchups of the season.
Nothing but a mystery surrounds Angel Reese. Angel Reese has taken this season off to focus on her off-court endeavors and to avoid these losses that the Chicago Sky are accumulating, to avoid them appearing on her resume. Angel Reese doesn't really care about basketball.
Reese was supposed to be the player the Sky relied on to carry them forward, to lead them into the postseason. But instead, she found herself on the sidelines, watching as her team fought without her. And to make matters worse, her suspension came as a result of a play where she struck Aaliyah Edwards in the head during a rebound. Whether intentional or not, that's a flagrant mistake. Reese wasn't just an embarrassing personal moment, it was a blow to the team's playoff chances. The Sky were already struggling, and this suspension couldn't have come at a worse time. Reese's actions hurt her teammates, and the impact of her absence was felt across the court.
I think it just says a lot about who we have as human beings. That was one of the things that we made a priority in the offseason of, who we bring into this organization. Number one, quality human beings, selfless human beings, that want to pull for one another, that understand we have this depth for a reason, and sometimes it creates challenges getting people on the floor. But in situations like this is why you have it. And I'm just, she's right. I mean, as a pro and as a pro coach, this is one of the most connected groups I've seen.
And here's the kicker. While Reese was sitting out, the Chicago Sky actually looked better. This isn't a hypothetical scenario. This is reality. The Sky found more success when Reese wasn't on the floor. They played better basketball. The offense moved more fluidly, and the defense was more cohesive. It was like the team had finally found a rhythm without her. That's a bitter pill for Reese to swallow, especially when she had demanded so much from her teammates. It was clear now, Reese wasn't the player Chicago needed to move forward. Now let's take a look at what's happening across the league in Indiana, where Caitlin Clark is leading the Fever to new heights. While Reese was alienating her teammates and getting suspended, Clark was busy turning the Indiana Fever into a playoff contender. Clark's professionalism, her commitment to her team, and her ability to elevate those around her made all the difference. Unlike Reese, who only seemed to create problems, Clark's presence was transforming the entire franchise. The Fever were winning games, setting records, and creating a buzz across the league. So let's ask the big question. Was Angel Reese ever the right fit for the Chicago Sky? Was she the player they thought she was? Or was she just another overhyped rookie trying to force her way into a leadership role she wasn't ready for?
A player can't demand greatness while leading the league in turnovers and watching her team win more without her on the floor. Analysts and fans are already framing her as toxic, with one calling her a liability you can't build around. Meanwhile,
So, what's the verdict? Angel Reese wanted to be the face of the Chicago Sky, but her actions both on and off the court have left fans wondering if the Sky made a huge mistake. Her leadership has been called into question, and it's hard to deny that her time in Chicago might be coming to an end sooner than expected. So here's the question we're leaving with you. Was Angel Reese the right bet for Chicago? Or is the WNBA's future brighter with players like Caitlin Clark leading the charge? Let us know down in the comments below. Are you Team Clark, the baby goat? Or Team Reese, the baby giraffe?